Thank you and good morning. So as you just heard, my name is Jim Becker and I am the Site Vice President for Diablo Canyon, and it's my pleasure and our pleasure to be here with you this morning. At pg&e, we like to start every one of our meetings with a safety topic. So consistent with that, what I'd like to do right now is point out we have two emergency exits here for all of us. They're at the two back corners of the room. So if for any reason we were to have an emergency and need to leave the area, we would use those two exits and proceed to the parking lot. Okay. Again, it's our pleasure to be here with you this morning. Our plan for this morning is we're going to have some statements made by the folks that you see in front of you seated at these tables, and then we will go on to a brief question and answer session for members of the media after that. So, having said that, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Mr. John Conway. John is the Senior Vice President for Energy Supply for Pacific Gas and Electric Company. And in that role, John has responsibility for all the electric generation and procurement for PG&E, including nuclear, gas, hydro, and renewable energy supplies. John is also the Chief Nuclear Officer for PG&E. John?
Well, good morning, and thank you all for joining us here today on short notice. In addition to the members of the media, I see many long-standing friends of Diablo Canyon here today. I greatly appreciate the level of support we have here from the many community leaders, elected officials, and members of the public, and I appreciate your continued ongoing support of our operations here. Like every one of our employees at the Diablo Canyon facility, I'm responsible for the safe operation of the site. We understand the crucial role Diablo Canyon plays in providing not only a safe, but also a clean, affordable, and reliable source of electricity to this region and the state of California at large. Pacific Gas and Electric Company has enjoyed a significant business presence here in San Luis Obispo County. And we're very excited to share today's announcement with all the residents, business owners, hospitals, schools, and municipalities that we have been privileged to work with in the past. This announcement is important not just for the people who benefit directly from the power output of the station, but for all Californians. We're taking a major step in building the framework for the state's energy future right here. Having now completed a very rigorous and thorough feasibility study, I'm both pleased and excited to announce we are officially beginning the process to seek license renewal for the Diablo Canyon facility. The license application being submitted to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission starts the process for allowing the extension of the period of operation for the units by an additional 20 years beyond the current license periods. This request for license extension brings us one step closer to achieving our company's vision of becoming the leading utility in the United States and supports our position as an environmental leader in the battle against climate change. Diablo Canyon's employees, through their commitment to excellence and the site's outstanding performance record, have consistently demonstrated that this site is ready to continue providing safe, clean, affordable, and reliable power for many years to come. Given these difficult economic times, it is absolutely critical to retain the benefits of this source of baseload generation upon which California can pursue its objective of significantly reducing greenhouse gas emissions. As you are probably aware, nations around the world are increasingly recognizing the importance and necessity of nuclear power as a component of their energy supply mix. This is because we simply cannot meet the goals of reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and sustaining our economies without the benefits of nuclear power, in combination with greatly improved energy efficiency and the development of renewable resources. Recent polling shows that public acceptance and support for nuclear power is overwhelmingly positive, both nationally and locally. And we fully support the very open and transparent regulatory review process that will be conducted, allowing all stakeholders the opportunity to share their views on the matter. The benefits of extending Diablo Canyon's operations and continuing the generation of 18,000 gigawatt hours of generation per year are many. This source of electricity allows the elimination of 7.3 million tons of CO2 emissions as a result of replacement gas-fired generation. This is equivalent to over 90,000 acres of solar panels or 4,500 large wind turbines. All this environmental benefit is provided at a substantially lower cost than new wind or solar renewable resources. San Luis Obispo County can continue receiving significant property taxes from PG&E during the period of extended operation. In the last fiscal year, PG&E paid more than $25 million in property taxes. The utility employs approximately 1,200 skilled, highly trained employees and more than an additional 200 support personnel through various contractors, all of whom contribute significantly to the communities in which we live. Diablo Canyon has clearly demonstrated the value of continuing to operate for an additional 20 years. We at PG&E look forward to continuing our close relationships with the members of the community, both during the period of processing of the license renewal application and the ensuing period of extended operations for the facility. Thank you.
Thank you, John. There has clearly been a major shift over the past several years in the acceptance of nuclear power as a clean, safe, and reliable source of energy among the public at large and also among the environmental community. One of the most pronounced voices across the United States today in support of nuclear power is here with us this morning. I'm speaking of Dr. Patrick Moore, a leader in the international environmental field for more than 30 years. He is a founding member of Greenpeace and for 7 years was a director of Greenpeace International. Dr. Moore currently serves as chair and chief scientist of Green Spirit Strategies, a consultancy focusing on environmental policy and communications. 3 years ago, Dr. Moore became co-chair of the Clean and Safe Energy Coalition with former governor of New Jersey and more recently former EPA Administrator Christy Todd Whitman. Dr. Moore travels the country promoting CASE's mission, which is to support the increased use of nuclear energy to ensure an environmentally clean, safe, affordable, and reliable supply of electricity. Dr. Moore?
Thanks, Jim. Morning, everyone, and congratulations to PG&E on deciding to move forward with this relicensing. As with many other plants that either have been relicensed already or are in the process of relicensing, you don't go ahead with this process unless you know you've got a safe plant that is going to more than likely be approved, because it costs millions of dollars to do this. Obviously, I was with Greenpeace for a long time, and in those early years, we did not support nuclear energy. I've had a chance to reflect on that over many years since I left, and have realized that we made a serious error in the early years of the environmental movement. Because of our fear and emotionalism about all-out nuclear war, our original focus was to stop nuclear testing. We lumped nuclear energy in with nuclear weapons as if all things nuclear were evil. This was a mistake. We got a lot of things right. Stop the bombs, save the whales, stop toxic waste, etc. But we made that one serious error. It would be like lumping nuclear medicine in with nuclear weapons. Nuclear medicine uses otherwise dangerous radioactive substances to successfully diagnose and treat millions of people every year. Those medical isotopes are produced in nuclear reactors. It's very obvious to me today that it's also a good idea to produce our electricity in nuclear reactors, because it doesn't put air pollution into the atmosphere and it doesn't put huge volumes of greenhouse gas into the atmosphere like fossil fuels do. California gets 60% of its electricity production from gas. It's clean from an air pollution point of view, but it puts a huge volume of greenhouse gas into the air. In addition, about 20% of California's electricity consumption is coming from out-of-state coal-fired power plants. Your plan here to reduce CO2 emissions includes getting off that out-of-state coal. There is no possibility that this could be achieved without the existing 4 reactors that you have in the state at the present time, and there is in fact no way that you can meet your goals for the future without building new nuclear. It cannot all be done with renewables, although some of it can. But certainly it's impossible to do it with wind and solar alone. You're going to need to build new nuclear power in California like they are all around the world. China, we hear about the new coal plants they're building all the time, but nobody seems to be talking about the fact that China is constructing 16 nuclear power plants as we speak. Russia is building 9 new plants, Taiwan 6, South Korea 6, Finland's building 1 and going to build another. France is building 2. There are 53 nuclear power plants already under construction around the world because of this nuclear renaissance that is happening, where a combination of concern for energy security and concern about climate change is driving decision makers to recognize that nuclear energy in many ways has to be the centerpiece of our energy infrastructure moving forward, because nothing else can take out fossil fuels one-on-one with baseload power than nuclear energy can. So again, I congratulate PG&E and wish them the greatest of success in moving forward on this relicensing application. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Dr. Moore. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce Tom Bordenaro, Jr. Tom is a former California State Assemblyman and currently the San Luis Obispo County Assessor. In this capacity, Mr. Bordenaro plays a key role in the future revenues to local governments. No one knows the current and future revenues of our local governments like him. Tom, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And from my days in the legislature, I do take special interest and have followed the power sector, the power industry quite closely for several reasons, and much of it stems from an attempt in the 90s to deregulate the industry. A lot of people might be surprised to learn that I was the only member of the legislature not to support that. Jack might remember that. I think Jack was there. Not meaning to put you on the spot, Jack, but you know I love to when I can. What I do know is that Diablo Canyon has helped stabilize electrical rates across the state, and it has the best combination of low-cost delivery and the most reliable. I also have teenagers, and for the life of me, they will not turn off a light, and they have a tendency to use the dryer to dry 1 pair of pants every morning so that those jeans are as tight as they possibly can be. And I try to explain to them what they're doing, but you know it's for naught. So, but the assessment world right now, and I'm constitutionally responsible to kind of to keep and track and keep healthy our property tax system in the county here. And I do know that in the past 2 years, I've been writing down property values in this state or in this county tremendously. About $2.5 billion have been written off the roll because of this current market situation that we have been seeing across the state. That is equivalent to the tax bill, approximately to the tax bill that Diablo Canyon pays. So that $25 million hole that we've seen in property tax payments and property tax receipts to our local governments, whether it be community services districts, cities, or the county, and our schools, has been basically covered. If Diablo Canyon were not here, that hole would be much more difficult to fill. It's been an invaluable driver of the local economy. Diablo Canyon, whether it's our local economy on the coast or the regional economy, supporting services and programs that benefit all the county residents. and visitors to this county. But today's announcement is not just about PG&E, and it's not just about Diablo Canyon. It's, in my opinion, an announcement that will ensure that we have a stable source of power to light our homes, operate our businesses, that tax base, a stable tax base that will be there to support our government services and head of household jobs. And I think that it fits in very well with the lifestyle that we all enjoy. Those of us that live in San Luis Obispo County enjoy the lifestyle of a clean, healthy, and prosperous economy. And I just want to congratulate PG&E for this extension and look forward to the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Our next speaker is Dr. Julian Crocker, seated to my left. Dr. Crocker is the superintendent of the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education and is a countywide elected official. Dr. Crocker has broad responsibilities to support all 10 local districts plus the county office's education mission. Dr. Crocker.
Thank you. And I, too, would like to recognize Jack O'Connell, who's our State Superintendent of Public Instruction, a local resident. So I have to get this right today, don't I, Jack? First, I'd like to just speak to the impact of the property tax issue on local schools. Out of the $25 million that was referred to earlier by Tom, about $15.6 million go to local schools. That's a tremendous financial support, obviously, for local public education. The largest recipients are San Luis Coastal Unified School District and Cuesta College. So that's a very, very important aspect of Diablo Canyon. I'd also just take the opportunity to thank PG&E publicly for the support over the years that they have given to our local schools, from the early mini grants that were given by PG&E to this current support of Rancho El Chorro, which is our environmental education center, the support that they give to our P16 Council, two local initiatives, Universal Preschool, and Science, Math, Engineering, and Technology. Been a tremendous community partner for those of us in the schools. So again, I thank PG&E for their past efforts. Look forward to continuing to work with them. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Crocker. And our next speaker now will be Steve Weiner. Steve heads the Trades Council, which is comprised of 33 craft unions in Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Luis Obispo counties. Throughout his tenure, Steve has been involved with many of the key initiatives at Diablo Canyon, including dry cask storage and our recently completed steam generator replacement outages. So, Steve, please.
Good morning. As the Executive Secretary-Treasurer of the Tri-County Building and Construction Trades Council, I've had the privilege of representing a wide range of professional, skilled labor, and we are involved in major infrastructure projects across the Central Coast. We are very proud of our long history and partnership with PG&E at Diablo Canyon. In fact, Diablo Canyon is even the first picture on our website because of the importance to us and the importance of the facility. Our members' skill and knowledge helps ensure the safety and reliability of the plant's everyday operations. Our members help build the plant and key projects since then, like Jim mentioned, the dry cask storage. We know it's a safe facilities because we made it that way. We built it, and we keep it running. We look forward to supporting the license extension and know that its success ensures high-quality jobs and low-cost power for our members and community well into the future. I know all the members of the Tri-County Building and Construction Trades Council will do our part to keep Diablo safe and reliable for decades to come. I'm just going to close with this. Diablo Canyon is important to our members. It's important to our community and equally important to California. We hope you join us in supporting the license extension so we all benefit from this asset. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And right now I'd like to thank all of you here at the table for coming here today to show your support. We've been running Diablo Canyon safely and reliably for the last 25 years, and we look forward to operating safely and reliably well into the future as part of this license renewal process.